Good afternoon. It's Tuesday, July 24. I'm Herman Green with the Midday News. For those of you watching online at onespotmedia.com, a very special welcome to you. Lawyers for the appellants in the Vibes Cartel appeal hearing are insisting that the trial judge was wrong for admitting cell phone evidence in the 2014 murder case. Cartel and his co-accused are appealing the 2014 conviction for the murder of Clive Lizard Williams. Prosecutors have been arguing that the cell phone evidence, which contained, among other things, damning text messages, was admissible. In responding to the points raised by the prosecutors this morning, Bianca Samuels, who is representing Sean Campbell, told the court that the trial judge made an error in law when he left the cell phone evidence to the jury. She said the judge admitted in his summation that the integrity of the phone was compromised. According to Ms. Samuels, the judge had only one decision to make, and that was to ensure that such evidence did not make it to the jury. She argued that the use of the phone while in police custody remains unexplained. Amid the worsening dry spell affecting sections of the country, the parliamentary opposition is calling for the government to immediately make additional funds available to municipal corporations. In a statement this morning, spokesperson on local government, Dr. Angela Brown-Burke, noted that the Andrew Holness administration earlier this month allocated $30 million to the municipal corporations in St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. Elizabeth, St. Mary, and Portland. However, she says additional funds are needed. Workers at the Spanish Town Road headquarters of Petrojam are reportedly restive after one of their colleagues, who is a Seventh-day Adventist, was reportedly suspended because of his refusal to work on Saturdays. The National Workers Union, NWU, which represents the employees, says it's shocked that the staff member, who has been with the company for 26 years, has been suspended without pay since December 2017. The union says the breaches have been referred to the Ministry of Labour for conciliation. It says it also intends to seek the support of the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica, the Jamaica Employers Federation, and the Jamaica Union of Seventh-day Adventists. The tension between the Firearm Licensing Authority, FLA, and firearms dealers in Manchester has escalated, with possible court action in the making. Attorney-at-law John Juna is suggesting that a procedure has been initiated to appeal the recent revocation of the dealer's license by the FLA. We have more from TVJ's O'Shane Masters.
Earlier this month, the FLA held a news conference where it reported that it revoked 7 licenses for persons arising from an investigation in Manchester. CEO of the FLA, Shane Dalling, stated that the authority also revoked the license of a firearm dealership in the parish, the license for the range in the parish, and the license for the ammunition dealership also in Manchester. Mr. Junior confirms that the FLA revoked one of his clients' 4 licenses for a dealership, for a range, plus a trainer license and gunsmith license. Mr. Junior, who represents the dealer, is asserting that his client has done nothing wrong and is being unfairly targeted.
Well, he will be appealing without a doubt. And thereafter, I think we have anyway, let me not go further. Just to say that those who are responsible will have to pay.
He gave details on the procedure to be adopted after this is done.
You have 21 days in which to appeal to the board, and thereafter, if you are not satisfied, then you have a choice of going through the minister or indeed to the courts in certain circumstances.
O'Shane Masters, TVJ News.
It could take days before the fire at the Haddon disposal site in St. Anne is extinguished. Firefighters and teams from the National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, have been battling the blaze for the past 24 hours. Communities surrounding the disposal site in Monique continue to be affected by the smoke. Acting Commissioner for Area 2 at the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Conroy Gans, disclosed that efforts to extinguish the blaze have been hampered by the absence of special equipment.
Well, at this time, the situation at the landfill is still active. And as I've said before, we are waiting on the solid waste to get authority to get their equipment in to cover the landfill. That essentially is the only solution to get rid of the smoke nuisance and the flame that is at the landfill as we speak. We are very hopeful. We were advised that the equipment would have been there. From yesterday, we were advised during the course of today on numerous occasions that the equipment would be in. But I understand that they are having some challenges. But we really need the equipment to get in so we can deal with the situation over by the landfill.
The fire brigade also gave details on how long it's likely to take to put out the blaze.
If I were to make a rough guess, we were looking at a couple of days, at least another 4 or so days to completely cover the landfill.
A St. Elizabeth farmer who is accused of sexually assaulting his daughters was yesterday offered bail when he appeared in the St. Elizabeth Parish Court. 41-year-old Charles Bent is charged with incest, sexual touching, and having sex with someone under 16 years old. The court was told that the 41-year-old farmer sexually assaulted his 2 daughters. The court heard that approximately 10 years ago, he sexually assaulted his first daughter, who is now 24 years old, resulting in her running away from home at the age of 18. His now 15-year-old daughter reported to the police that she has been sexually assaulted by her father. Mr. Bent was offered bail in the sum of $500,000 with surety and warned not to have any contact with either daughter. As a condition of his bail, he is to report to the Junction Police twice weekly and surrender travel documents. Stop orders have also been placed at all ports of exit. He is scheduled to return to court on December 4, when his case will be again mentioned. Nekia Thompson, who is charged with the murder of a Jamaican-Canadian couple in Retreat St. Thomas, was again remanded when she appeared before the St. Thomas court on Monday. The court was told that forensic reports were still outstanding. In applying for bail, Ms. Thompson's attorney, Hensley Williams, argued that the matter was before the court for 6 months and the reports were overdue. He added that there is no evidence linking her to the murder. In denying bail, High Court Judge Sharon George said she took into account that Ms. Thompson was on bail for murder when she was charged with the death of the couple. Ms. Thompson is charged along with her boyfriend Fabian Skirvin with the murder of the couple. Now, Mr. Skirvin's attorney, Anthony Williams, did not apply for bail as he is awaiting further instructions from his client. The 2 accused are scheduled to return to court on December 6. They were arrested after the bodies of 81-year-old Melbourne Flake and his 70-year-old wife Etta were found at their vacation home on January 9. We go down to news overseas. Now 10 days in, a wildfire pushing towards California's national park is stretching resources. The blaze has grown to at least 34,000 acres as firefighters work to gain some level of control. We go to the CNN for more.
Air tankers and helicopters are pounding the Ferguson fire from the air with fire retardant and water drops as more than 3,000 firefighters continue to battle the blaze from the ground. The terrain now burning is so rugged it's making the firefight that much more difficult.
With all the hazard trees, all the standing dead trees, I've never seen anything like this in 20 years of firefighting.
10 days since the Ferguson fire sparked, firefighters say they're finally making progress, even though the fire has spread closer to Yosemite.
We've had some successes today, increase in containment, so 13%. A lot of the area just north of here in the Mariposa Pines area is secure. We mopped it up, we fell some of the hazard trees, and we feel like that's a strong containment line.
CAL FIRE reports the fire has destroyed one non-residential structure but is threatening nearly 3,500 homes. Residents can find shelter here at the Red Cross Evacuation Center located at the New Life Christian Fellowship Church in Mariposa.
We can shelter, we can feed, we have showers, and they need to be able to come, and there's no cost involved.
Meanwhile, at least 50 people have died in the worst wildfires to hit Greece in more than a decade, with some residents forced to flee into the sea to escape the advancing flames. Residents recounted horrifying scenes as flames engulfed a seaside village where the only way out for some was to run for the water. More than 150 people have been injured in the blaze. The fires are said to be the deadliest to have hit the country since 2007. Hundreds of people are missing and an unknown number dead after a dam under construction collapsed in southeast Laos in Asia. The collapse at the electric dam in the Atupe province late on Monday sent flash floods through 6 villages. More than 6,600 people have been left homeless. Pictures showed villagers stranded on the roofs of submerged houses and boats carrying people to safety. Construction of the dam began in 2013 and it was due to begin commercial operations next year. And we go on to sports. A new champion will be crowned in this season's SDC National T20 Community Cricket Competition after title holders Junction Bull Savannah were eliminated by wildcard Orange Hill of St. Anne in the final round of the national playoff.
Only 2 quarter-final spots were available from the very competitive Group A, which saw each team recording 1 win entering Sunday's final round of the national playoff. In the opening match, 5-time national champions Junction Bull Savannah were stunned, going down by 12 runs to Orange Hill from St. Anne. The wildcard team Orange Hill batted first and piled up 190 for 6, thanks to 66 from former Jamaican opener Orville Pennant. Pennant shared a 4th wicket stand of 72 runs with Swain Wilson, who made 39. Troy Powell with 2 for 26 and Kerry Holness 2 for 33 were the pick of the bowlers for Junction Bull Savannah. In reply, Junction Bull Savannah were bowled out for the first time this season for 178. This despite a top score of 50 from Donovan Sinclair and a 39 by Romario Banton. Calvin Gale was the main destroyer for Orange Hill, taking 4 for 28. In the second game, Racecourse of Clarendon defeated Comfort of Manchester by 6 wickets. Comfort, who took first strike, were restricted to 149 for 9 as national representative Jamie Merchant top scored with 48. Zidane Copeland chipped in with 45 against Hamlet Stewart 3 for 26 and skipper Krishmar Santoki 2 for 11. Santoki returned with an unbeaten 57 as Racecourse reached their target in 17 overs. Santoki and Shalom Parnell, who made 34, were in a 3rd wicket stand of 91 runs. Merchant took 2 for 14. Both Orange Hill and Racecourse finished on 6 points each. Former national champions Old Harbour topped Group B after beating Richmond Park by 7 wickets in a top-of-the-table clash. Richmond Park were restricted to 94 for 9 as only Marvin James put up any resistance with 26. Ramon Francis and Lessel Davis took 2 wickets each. Old Harbour only required 10 overs to reach their victory target as Francis top-scored with 31. Old Harbour finished on 9 points while Richmond Park ended on 6 points. Elsewhere, Port Antonio Fire finished with 9 points atop Group C after a 38-run win over Summer Hill. Emilia Reed top-scored with 64 as the Firemen piled up 195 for 9. Siobhan Mitchell bagged 5 for 33. In reply, Summer Hill were dismissed for 157 despite a fighting 45 from Nicola Tracy and a 24 from Lyndon Gary. Robert Ware took 3 for 28. Reporting for TVJ Sports, I am Denise Walters.
And that's the Midday News. I'm Herman Green. Join us at 7 for the Primetime News Package. On behalf of the news, sports and production teams, good afternoon.